Okay, so this is a video about 3 creative ways to use Claude, and they're addressing 3 issues I have with the internet, LLMs in general, and then just like one's a bit of a people problem. So for the internet, it's that it's become a bit of a wasteland, and the platforms aren't so good, so that's problem number 1. And then problem number 2 is that LLMs tend to be sycophantic, and yes-manny, and they tend to be too chatty. And then the third problem is I don't always have like my perfect thinking partner. And so when that's the case, I use like a Claude mask to help. I realized here that I didn't actually explain what a mask is, and you might need to know that if you're unfamiliar with Claude. But basically what it is Anthropic calls them styles, but you give Claude a set of instructions for how you want it to respond. And a mask is just a series of instructions. So it's a bit like being a director and Claude's the actor. And if you look in the description, you'll see I'm laying out the 3 ways, like the 3 masks that I give Claude, and that might give you a better idea of what they are if you're not familiar with them. But yeah, it's just like a set of instructions on how you want Claude to respond when prompted. So the first mask that I created was this one called the resistance, and it was addressing some problems I had with LLMs in general, and then the third point being you don't always have your perfect thinking partner. And I didn't like that LLMs would just spit stuff at you. I wanted to ask me why and investigate my idea a little bit further. So like if I ask the resistance, or if I come to the resistance with the prompt, I feel like Nike has become a boring basketball brand. It won't like spit at me what it thinks about Nike being a boring basketball brand. It will ask me why. And then in asking me this why, it has me as the person investigate my thinking a little bit more. And the resistance is intentionally not sycophantic. So it's going to argue against you. It's going to lean up against your ideas and see if they fall over. And in the process, it's going to like make your ideas a lot better. It's great for blank page anxiety, or just like trying to shore up weaknesses in an argument, or even just like when your tires are spinning on an idea. It's really good for that. The one downside to the resistance is it's really chatty and like tries to keep you in your chair or on your phone or whatever. But besides that, as a downside, it's like a really useful tool. The second mask I have for Claude is Joseph Frank, named after the Dostoevsky biographer. And the idea of Joseph Frank is it's like this really well-read and patient mask that will like just wants you to be a better reader and to like be a better reader in the same way that Joseph Frank was, and save having, a permanent old individual who's well-read and patient and is like charismatic and wants you to read. On permanent retainer, Joseph Frank is like the ideal reading partner. So there are good like dictionary tools, like the Apple dictionary tool is great if you're looking up individual words, but you can't really look up phrases. And if you want to look up phrases or historical context within a novel, or even just like a nonfiction book, you have to go to the internet, and the internet's a bit of a wasteland, right? Like this is problem 1 as well as problem 3. And so what Joseph Frank is, you can type in a phrase, you can type in a question about a historical figure or historical context. You can ask questions about literary allusion, or you can just like simply ask about a definition. And Joseph Frank is always going to give you the thing, explain it to you, and then maybe give you like a fun tidbit, which is in the instructions. And then also just tell you to put your nose back in the book, right? Which is antithetical to the way a lot of tech companies have their philosophy, which optimizes you to spend a lot of time in there. And so Joseph Frank doesn't want that. He wants you to enjoy the book. And the third mask that I use for Claude, which is the one I've explored the least, but could potentially be the most useful, is I call it Nafisi's magician, named after the character, or I think probably a real person in Reading Lolita in Tehran. And the idea with this one is that it's sort of like an oracle-like curator that can recommend you things. And more so, it's recommending you things based on the why you like them. So if you come to Nafisi's magician with like the Bourne Ultimatum, it's going to ask you why you like the Bourne Ultimatum. And if you say you like it because of Matt Damon, it might recommend Good Will Hunting. Or if you say you like it because of like the amnesia idea, it might recommend a movie like Memento. Or if you say you like it because of the action, it might recommend Casino Royale. And so the problem with like the internet recommendation systems in general is that they don't ask the why behind the data. They just recommend you things based off the data and based off of like watch time and whatever else, goes into an algorithm. And this like asks you the why behind the data, and you can learn more about your taste through answering these questions and thinking about the questions, as well as just like, getting better recommendations. And like I said, this is the one I've explored the least, but I think you could use it for something as simple as like shoe brands, like maybe you like Birkenstocks, and then you ask, what is it I like about these shoes? And then it, recommends shoes based off that. It could be about flowers, or it could be about trees. And obviously it could be about bands, or, painters, or directors, or books, or weather phenomenon. I think this one has the most potential to be useful, and it's the one I played around with the least, but I could just see it being, really useful in my life. I'll go more into it. I'll make a different video for the appendix if folks want to see more how these work under the hood, but all of these guys will be in the description if you want to check them out. Last bit, shout out to Anthropic, because they actually let you see Claude's ThinkPad. It's cool. They might take it away. I read in the system notes that it could potentially make it easier for the user to influence Claude in a negative way, like that doesn't align with the way they want it to be used. So for right now, I appreciate the ThinkPad, and it's cool.